Hey everybody, this is Al McGee with YETicket.com. Well, I'm going to talk about this movie called Michael. This is a very entertaining film about the king of pop. I was thrilled. Now, I have to admit that this is well, a way to interpret the song styles of Michael Jackson. They did that in other movies like Sissy Spacek and Coal Miner's Daughter. She did the songs herself. Taron Egerton, he did Rocket Man. But here, they did the lip syncing for the star Jafar Jackson, far as the songs. But far as the dialogue and everything, he did that on his own and he sounded just like his uncle. And he really danced very well in this film. I thought he was Michael Jackson. I felt he was Michael Jackson. I felt the whole thing was that he was Michael Jackson in this whole film. Here they start off the young Jackson Five rehearsing, but also playing in local clubs and things like that. But the main point, one of the main points for me in the film is the father, Joe Jackson, played by Coleman Domingo. This man, they showed him being emotionally and physically abusive more to Michael than the other brothers in this film, because the film is about Michael. But the other brothers, they never talked about his father like that. They never said that he did that to them. And here they try to, I guess, make him emerge as a villain, but I don't see that. I see that being the father, keeping his sons on track to be the success that they are. And I just felt that Coleman Domingo did a great job as playing Joe Jackson, a real great job. And I had the pleasure of meeting Joe Jackson several times throughout my lifetime. Also, the Jackson Five, too, throughout my lifetime, too, and Janet. So I knew a lot about what was going on in their lives. Not everything personal, but I knew a lot from reading and things like that. And let me give you this one take, too, that I knew about. Do you realize that Motown, the percentage of the recordings that they gave them was paltry? It was only 2.7%. And they had to split that among the five of them and their father. So you, let me know what you think about that. Now, Nia Long, she plays his mother. And the way they played her, well, she was just in the background. Yes, she would reassure Michael. It also showed Michael and her watching old films and comedies and things like that. And it also shows Michael really didn't have any real human friends to hang around with or to be around. But he took all of that and made himself Michael Jackson. And I just felt Nia Long did a great job playing his mom. And man, you couldn't get over that at all. And I want to talk about another actor, Giuliano Valdi, who played the younger Michael. He had the moves, the look, but he didn't sing his part. But they did lip sync it to the point you thought he was singing. And again, I thought Jafar was singing also because they lip synced it for him. I thought Jafar did a great job. But this young kid playing the young Michael Jackson, he did a very, very good job. And he really channeled Michael in many ways as a young man. And I like this film because it really shows how they really got started, even though they did have a TV special years ago about them called The American Dream, something like that, on television. And they told that story too. But in a movie, this is so much better. And I really think the acting was very, very good. But then, too, let's talk about the director. I love talking about this director. He's one of the best directors around. And also, he is a director that has done really great things and worked with many great people. I'm talking about Antoine Fuqua. You know, he did Training Day, and he also does the Equalizer franchise and things like that. Also, one of the writers in this film is a James Bond 007 writer, John Logan. And this biopic makes it clear that it is action driven, and this works for the movie because we want Michael back alive. What I mean, we, the public, because remember, he was number one. Now, the way the film ended, many people are going to say, wait a minute, that's not all to it. No, it's not all to it. And the film will remind you the story continues. In other words, there should be a part two, or they working on a part two, or they want to do a part two, because there's a lot of dark things about Michael that came out in the 90s about him. And many people, well, didn't want to believe it or believed it, but, you know, was concerned about that. And also, they wanted to know that Michael was still loved by them, even though he did some things that they claim he did, but it was never proven. And that's for part two. But I feel this Michael Jackson biopic is one of the best entertainment films I've seen this year. And I feel you'll go see it again. I'm going to go see it because it shows you how he built up these iconic songs, Billie Jean, Thriller, and even Ben back in the day. Man, this film is very good. So I'm giving this 4 palm trees out of 4. I'm going to give it 5 because I really enjoyed Michael. And I felt the director and all the producers and the people who worked on this and Jafar Jackson playing his uncle. I'm giving this a 5 out of 4. Hey, thanks for watching my review. I'm Al McGee here at yeticket.com.
This is your entertainment ticket, latest and greatest.